Hi, my name is Gerhard Schweifner, and welcome to Selling Power TV. Today we have a very special guest. Avi Sahi He is the CEO and founder of Spiked.ai. Welcome, Avi.
Thank you, Gerard.
The Spiked AI is a cognitive revenue intelligence platform, and that is a mouthful. So I want you to unpack it for us. What do you mean by that?
Spiked AI is designed to address, I would say, the most important thing that we deal with is, cognitive overload in, modern sales. What is the difference between the top sales rep that I have, Gerard, and the guys that are struggling? And there's just one answer that keeps coming back to me is he is cognitively superior than the one person versus the other. That is where we decided to build something very special where it does not care about CRMs, which are pretty much systems of record, Gerard, but into a system of engagement with the customer. And that's the part that comes about and said, yeah, my data center here needs to be supercharged. And that is the one that I need to engage with my client and providing him with that superior buying and engagement experience that'll help me win the deal.
Can you show me how to do that?
All right, you were asking me stuff over there. On the left side, my system's telling me, here is the conversation that's going on. And the system has been equipped with a proprietary LLM setup that we call as C3. It is conversational, contextual, and computational. And what it's telling me is all this information that's coming in is being now formed into some kind of questions, and the answers to those cues to those real-time things that you're asking me are being displayed for me right now.
Right.
So I'm never going to be out of answers. On the right side, it's telling me that here are some of the forecasted questions that you might be asking me. It's taking that conversation into a predictive mode now and telling me, Avi, Gerard is expected to ask you these questions based on what I'm seeing in the conversation right now. But don't worry about it, Avi. Your digital twin is ready for that. The third one is, Avi, you need to look smart in front of Gerard. Here are some smart questions that you can ask Gerard. And by the way, I'm ready for those answers as well. So what it's doing is, in real time, it's doing a forecast and predictive intelligence, and my digital twin is looking ahead of the conversation. It's telling me, I got you covered, man. I got your past covered. I got your present covered, Avi. And you know what? I got your future covered too. I'm looking at this and I can analyze and tell you what Gerard might be thinking of in the next 5 minutes or what he might ask you.
You are building a database of all the conversations that the sales team has with customers and have Spike learn all this, and you have a large language model, and then you monitor the real conversation in real time and bring the best answers from the best conversations.
We are actually one step ahead of that, Gerard. As an example, this is the first conversation you and I are having. But the system has already detected and said, here's what Gerard's expected to ask you. It's learning in the moment and forecasting even for the future. And yes, to your point, if I had my next conversation with you, it would have learned your style of engagement. It would have learned all the keywords that you have. And now it's going to ingest all those keywords into my answers so that my answers back to you would appeal more than just the standard one.
Now, I want to challenge you because there are two components to intelligence. One is the logic, and the other one is the emotion. How does Spiked respond to emotional content that may be embedded in just the tone of voice?
Our next release is not only going to talk about tone, it's going to talk about even responding to facial features. So we're trying to take that whole emotional or the sentimental value as extracted by the LLMs, not only to text, but to your point, tone and facial analysis.
I'm also curious about the AI called Simulator Pro. What does that look like?
Well, the Simulator Pro is another thing here. And what we are saying is simply saying, and it's built into the system here, is where all your content that you have for your customer is great. Now, if I am going to be meeting with the CIO of a company, say I'm going to meet the CIO of Home Depot, the system pulls in all information and makes an avatar of the CIO of Home Depot. It brings about all the social information and resident knowledge that a company has about that particular person, that particular company. It creates an avatar, and it's like doing a real life scenario that I would be doing with this guy.
Yep.
A highly personalized simulation, not a generic simulation that's being sold and said, how would you sell to this guy versus this versus this?
So what is the risk of losing that authenticity in that augmentation state, that the salesperson may get carried away and default on the logic and fails to build that emotional connection with the buyer?
What we are saying simply is that the human stays in the loop and in control of the conversation. We're not saying that, we are not promoting that this is the tool that you use. This is a digital twin of me that is acting as an advisor to me, not the spokesperson. The human has to read the emotions, adjust accordingly, and he may not even agree with some of the logic that the system might provide him. But we have taken care of that risk is because the system picks in only institutional and verified knowledge that you provided. It's going to read through that and actually correct you and say, well, that's what the latest roadmap looks like as of this morning or as of yesterday.
Thank you, Adi.
Thank you. It was such a delight.